Enquiries. So I think it's been a really long time since I did a Q&A, so I thought it'd be fun to do one now. I've been meaning to for a while. I'm going to be answering questions from my Goth Amino app first, because they've very kindly sponsored this video, which is amazing. Thank you so much for the support. It's a really amazing community. If you didn't see me talk about them before, what Goth Amino is, it's like a little app. There's like all different types of amino, but like obviously this one is specifically for like the goth scene, and it's really cool. It's just like loads of different message boards and chat boards, and you can post pictures and blog posts, and you know, it's like a little sort of Facebook for goths, if that makes sense, but you know, with like more stuff. And I really enjoy it. So yeah, like, you know, there's loads of different people on there. A lot of you guys have followed me on there. I'm trying to get more active on it. Like, whenever I join new social media things, it always takes me a really long time to like remember to post on there a lot. So I am trying to remember to be more active on there because it is really cool. And yeah, so I've taken a whole bunch of questions from there first, and I have a bunch of questions from Instagram and Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook and all the other places the questions came from. And yeah, definitely check it out. Follow me on there. My username is x.ToxicTears. And yeah, just I'm excited to see you guys on there. Leave me a little comment or something, and yeah. So the first question is, how do you care for your lenses? I ended up ruining mine because I thought you could just leave them in solution until I next wore them. That's honestly what I do. No, not gonna lie guys, I'm really bad at caring for my lenses. I literally just leave them in the case most of the time. Every few months I'll remember to do a big clean out, but generally I just leave them in the case, and then like, you know, every time I go to wear them I rinse them. And when I put them back in, I put them in new solution, but then they're just left alone, and sometimes I even let them dry out and then rehydrate them, which you really shouldn't do. But I've been doing that since I was 11 and I haven't had any problems, but it's not recommended, so I'm not recommending it to you. If your eyeballs fall out, it's not my fault. But yeah, I'm bad at caring for lenses. Next question is, what's your favourite goth character in film or TV? I need to think of some goth characters in film and TV first, hold on. I'm having a really hard time thinking of them. I know they exist, but I'm more thinking of like gothy sort of inspired, like, you know, like Wednesday Addams, Morticia Addams and stuff. Oh, if I was going to choose from sort of that, it would probably be Morticia Addams. I'm trying to think of a character that's actually gothy. There's like a kind of gothy girl in Lost Girl, I think it was called, which I was really enjoying. It's like this TV show about like, not fairy tale creatures, but like sort of mystical. It's really cool, and there's a kind of gothy girl in that who I enjoy, but I can't actually think of many goth characters right now. I know CSI, but I don't watch CSI, so. You look amazing. What's your diet weight plan since you focus on losing weight? Well, thank you. I haven't, like, right now it's just kind of all over the place. For a long time I was like really eating super clean, like mostly vegetables, some lean meats, not too much carbs, like not like, you know, processed carbs. Like obviously vegetables are carbs, but not too many like carbs is what is considered carbs. Yeah, I was eating really clean anyway and working out all the time, and honestly I wasn't losing that much weight. And then like sort of earlier this year I got a bit fed up and started eating some junk food again, as you do. I'm not perfect, I've obviously fallen off the wagon quite a few times. And also when I started eating junk food, for some reason I started losing more weight than I was when I was eating clean. So now I'm kind of stuck in this situation where I don't really know what to do, because obviously if you want to lose weight you're not meant to eat junk food, but that was making me lose a lot of weight. Well, not a lot, I think I lost like 15 pounds or something, which sounds like a lot, but you have to remember like I am so tall. Like to someone who's like, you know, 5'4", 15 pounds is a lot, but I'm like 5'10", and also like with the sheer amount of weight that I gained, that overall it's not a lot. So, you know, it didn't make that much of a difference really, but you know, like still I lost like that 15 pounds just kind of from stopping stressing and just eating what I want, basically. So I don't really know what to do now, because I feel like I should be eating super clean if I want to lose weight, but like my body's telling me the opposite. I don't know what to do, guys, but I still keep getting so many rude comments about being fat and stuff, and I'm like, alright then, so I don't know. I was wondering if you and Jake will be playing Limbo on Metal Ass Gaming again. Absolutely love this series. We keep forgetting about it. I will see if we're bringing it back. If you like Limbo, we've actually started another game that's like kind of the opposite of it in some ways, but the same in others, and it's called Seasons After Fall, and it's like super colourful and pretty and naturey, and I am obsessed with it, so you should check that out. Hi Kai, I love your channel. Which goth festivals have you gone to, and what was your favourite strangest experience of the festival? I haven't been to a single one, not one goth festival that I'm aware of. I would really love to go to Wave Gothic Treffen though. I've been wanting to go to that since I was like 10 or something, really young anyway. Like I've been dying to go to that for the longest time, but I just never have enough money to go over, but hopefully soon. Oh, this is a fun one. How much travelling have you done in your life? Have you ever been or planned to visit Australia? I have done a fair amount of travelling, not in recent years, which makes me really sad. I really want to like start doing that again. But when I was a kid, I travelled a lot with my parents. So I've been to a lot of sort of Europe and that area, but I haven't been to America or Australia. I kind of want to visit Australia, but at the same time, I mean like, Northern Ireland is always what most people would consider cold. So over here in the summer, when it starts to reach about 28 degrees Celsius, I start to like actually just die. Like I actually thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital one year because I thought I was just dying from the heat. Like I was so sick and I couldn't breathe. So I kind of feel like if I could go to Australia, no exaggeration whatsoever, I might end up in hospital because I just don't think I could cope with the heat even in winter. So I don't know, but all the wildlife really entices me. Although then again, all your wildlife's really scary too, so I don't know. What's your favourite memory from YouTube from either of your channels? Oh god, I don't know. They probably wouldn't be ones like directly like on YouTube, like on the internet, but more things YouTube has brought me, and it's hard to say. Probably maybe my first year at Summer in the City, when I got to do the meet and greet. That was like amazing because I got to meet so many of, but the first year it was so amazing. It was a meet and greet with me, Melanie, and another friend of ours, and like we were all sort of, you know, standing. So like obviously I was the only like gothy one, and like you know Melanie, like her style and all. And you could see throughout the queue, like generally like who was there for me, just like because there'd be like these splotches of black throughout the queue. And like one thing that I noticed, and even like Melanie and the other girl we were with like really noticed, was how like my subscribers like in particular were just so like happy to be there, and it made me so happy because like, you know, everyone would kind of walk up all polite and get a hug, but then it would come to like someone who was like there for me and they would just like fly into my arms and I'd get to hug them, and it was so amazing. Like so many people are so sweet. And some people like almost cried, so then I was almost crying, and like one girl got like really nervous and panicked, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do? I want to help you. And it was just like, it was so amazing. That, and also I think the first time I ever got recognised like out in public was really cool, and it was on my birthday. And I still remember I was like walking down the street and then I heard this like, excuse me, and I was like, oh, have I dropped something? Because I always drop things. And I kind of turned around and the girl was like, are you Toxic Tears? And like I kind of froze for a minute. I was like, am I? I think I'm Toxic Tears. Is that me? Is she talking about? Like it was such a weird like, you know, like it just didn't register at first, and like we got a picture and I still have that picture, and it made me really happy. So yeah, I love meeting people. Have you ever heard of Emily Autumn? I have. Her music's not really my thing. I tried for a long time to like her and it just didn't do it for me, but I do really love one song, and that's Marry Me. I really love like the sort of like, you know, the like rhythm, like the waltz. Is it waltz? I think it's a waltz. And like I prefer it when she sings with that sort of clear voice. I don't like that sort of like when she tries to do like a like rough type voice. I don't know, it's not my thing, I don't like it. But I really love that one song. When you did more modelling in the past, what did you model for? And have you heard of a band called Luton Gill? I've never known how to pronounce that name. I've never heard it out loud. Blutengel? I know people are mad at me. I've heard of them. I think I've heard their music, but they've never really been like one that I've sought out to listen to. So, but yeah, I've never like I only ever see it written. I've never heard that name out loud, so I'm sorry. Oh, modelling. Different things, like some online magazines and like different flyers and websites, and like also just for fun. There's like the first ever thing I modelled for was like a massive art project that went on like exhibition in a whole bunch of galleries around Ireland and Italy, I think. So yeah, like a whole bunch of things. I love your channel so much. What are your favourite books and films? I'll name two. So one of my favourite books is definitely Lost Souls, and one of my favourite films is Only Lovers Left Alive. Both vampires. I'd like to know if you've ever considered a DIY goth clothing video. For people who can't afford it and such. Well, I have one. I have the ripped tights and ripped like sleeves tutorial. I definitely do want to do more. I have some planned, it's just they're a bit sort of awkward to film. So I definitely will be doing more, but for now I just have that one, and I have more hopefully in the future. This is a fun one. Do you have any icons or style icons that you look up to and draw inspiration from that aren't necessarily considered goth? I do, like one like that I really, like in terms of style, that I really honestly love is Blair Waldorf from Gossip Girl, particularly in the early seasons, like all her sort of like Constance uniform outfits. Like I really love like any sort of outfit that is inspired by a school uniform. I don't know why, I just love it. And I just love Blair's style, and I'm forever wishing I could do like the curly hair that she has, like the pretty like dolly hair, but my hair just won't curl. But yeah, like I really love Blair Waldorf's style, and like every time I watch Gossip Girl I find myself searching for like preppy gothy clothes. Have you ever had any teachers or authority figures confront you about your parents in a negative way? Oh yeah, loads of times. I used to get in all sorts of fights with teachers in school. Never teachers that actually taught me though, that's the thing, because any teachers who were actually like my teachers who taught me things pretty much left me alone because I was at the top of every class. Like, you know, I was doing better than everyone in pretty much every class. Like one or two exceptions maybe, and plus I was just always nice, so they left me alone. But the odd teachers who would just see me would have problems. So like if I had a piercing I'd get bitched at, or like one teacher, because I've had this done since I was 10, I'd reshaved it one day so it was really obvious, and she was like, oh well that's not really appropriate for school, and I was like, oh well what do you suggest I do? I got thrown out of school for having dreads at one point as well, and I couldn't come back until they were out, and yeah, I was always getting in fights. But like I said, like there's no reason for it because I was at the top of every goddamn class, so like, you know, what's the harm? Generally I just sort of did what I could to get around it. I'd hide piercings where I could, and yeah, just it's hard. Just all I can say is like if you're in school and your teacher's being arseholes, do your absolute best to be like the best possible student you can be. Like make sure you get all your work done, try to get high grades if you can, be really nice to everyone, and it's so much harder for them to pick on you for the way you look. I want to know if you have any tips on how to do makeup, as I've only started to experiment with it. I have quite a few makeup tutorials on my channel that you can check out, and I'm hoping to do more soon. I've experimented with a new way of filming them. I've recorded 2 at the minute. I'm hoping they came out okay. If they did, they'll be up on my channel soon. And if it all goes well, I'm going to start doing a lot more makeup tutorials, but there are some there that you can check out for now. There's some questions here about collabing with various different people. Basically when it comes to collabs, like I'm pretty much happy to collab with anyone that I get along with, but I prefer to do it like in real life. I'm not super into doing collabs with people like, you know, sort of not in the same place, if that makes sense. Like I prefer collabs where you actually sit down in the room with a person and like have a lot of fun, because that's why I want to do a collab. It's not like a channel growing thing for me or whatever. I just want to sit down with someone I get along with and like, you know, do a fun silly video, so yeah. If you could hang out with anyone from Harry Potter, who would it be and why? Either Hagrid, because I'd get to pet all the cool animals that he looks after, and like that's the best thing ever. I was actually watching Prisoner of Azkaban like 2 days ago, and there's like the bit, you know, with like Buckbeak, and he asks the class like, you know, who wants to come up and say hello first, and everyone like backs off, and I'm like, are you serious? Like if that was me, my hand would launch in the air so fast that I would just rocket off through the trees. Like I would be like, hell yes, I would fly at that hippogriff. I'd probably get, you know, smacked for it, but I would fly at that hippogriff. Like I think if I went to Hogwarts, I'd probably be Hagrid's favourite student, because like any animal he had, I'd be like, I will pet it 100%. So yeah, Hagrid or Luna Lovegood, because she's just so like whimsical and delightful. What is your favourite brand of liquid lipstick? I don't have a huge amount yet, so it's kind of hard to say, but I think Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks have been like my favourite, because I've tried like a few. Like I really like the NYX ones as well. I think NYX would come in second place, but like the Jeffree Star ones, just I find they get, like the colours I've tried anyway, give such good coverage without like drying out my lips, and they don't go patchy, and they don't come off too easily. Like for instance my Kat Von D black one, like it goes on okay, but it's a bit drying and it's really patchy. Like I find it really hard to get that properly opaque. And then I've only tried my Kylie Jenner one once, but oh my god was it dry. Like it like sucked all the moisture out of my lips. I was like it was super pigmented, really heavily pigmented. I was impressed with that, but Jesus, my lips are dry, so I'm gonna give it another go soon and see how it is the second time around. But yeah, Jeffree Star, like I hated liquid lipsticks up until I tried his. I tried a few different brands and I loathed them. I didn't understand why anyone wore them. And then my friend sent me some Jeffree Star ones and I tried it on and I was like, oh my god, like it was just so slick. So yeah, I really love Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks and I want so many more. I only have like 4 I think, and there's so many I want. I really want Unicorn Blood. And the new one, what's the new one that I want that's like unicorn blood? Designer blood. I really want designer blood. I really want Scorpio. I need weirdo. I want them all. Oh, and also about Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. If I like them, I do. I really love Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. The stuff I've tried from them so far is amazing. I've never tried any of their lipsticks, but their eyeshadow that I have and the contour palette. Love the contour palette. I was wondering if you like anime, and if so, what animes have you seen, and tell us some of your favourites. That would take a long time. But I really do love anime, so I want to do like a video on like some of my recommendations because I really enjoy it, so I might do a video of like some of my top favourites eventually. Do you get nasty looks or weird comments when outside? If so, how do you deal with that? Oh yeah, all the time. I get people staring at me, I get people like trying to tell their friend to look at me and like they're not subtle. They're trying to be subtle but they're not. They'd be more subtle if they threw a brick at my head. I've actually had bricks thrown at my head along with fireworks and glass bottles. People yelling freak, weirdo, laughing at me in the street, yelling all sorts of abuse, people driving by in cars, yelling state of you, Belfast thing, look at the state of you, but it's like state of you! That's how people sound in Belfast. Yeah, no, I get all sorts of abuse in public. And I just ignore it as best I can. Obviously that's more difficult when it's in the form of a brick or a firework. Call the police where necessary, but yeah, no, like, it's bad. I just try to ignore it where I can. Oh, and also what brand hair dye do you use? I use Schwarzkopf XXL Live, I think it's called, and in the colour Cosmic Blue. I was wondering if you ever waist train, and if yes, you can make a video about the basics of wearing corsets. No, I don't waist train. I used to wear a corset every single day, but I was never waist training. It was back when I was in school, and I'd wear a steel bone corset every day just because I liked how they felt. I don't really wear corsets often anymore because for some reason I've went from loving how they feel to just they're always uncomfortable. Like I like to slouch, which I shouldn't. But yeah, like I don't really wear them often anymore, but I've certainly never been like an expert, so I wouldn't do a video on them, I don't think. What is your favourite cosmetics brand, and is it possible to send you gifts? My favourite cosmetics brand? I don't think I could ever choose a favourite. There's too many that I love. I love makeup and I love so many brands, I just could not choose. And yes, you can send gifts. My mailing address is in the description of pretty much every single video, I think. And you can send whatever you want there, letters or gifts or whatever you want. Who's your goth inspiration? I don't think I've ever had like one particular one. I just kind of like scour the internet for pictures I like and save them in a massive folder and just kind of like took inspiration from like all over the place. I've never had like one, you know? Will you ever visit the United States? Yeah, I would love to visit the United States eventually to meet everyone. It's just so expensive to get there, so I really need to sort of save up more money and stuff, but I hope I can visit soon. Are you looking forward to Christmas, and if so, why? Yeah, I love Christmas. The food, I love the food. I love Christmas food, like just all of it. I like seeing family and stuff, and it's always really fun. And obviously I love presents, like I'm not gonna lie, I love getting presents, it's fun, and I like, you know, giving presents. Like last year I got my mum something really special and she was just like blown away, and like that feeling was better than any of the presents I got, you know, just like seeing how happy she was. So yeah, I love Christmas. And Christmas trees and Christmas movies and mince pies. There's these mince pies with icing on top, and like every year that they come out I need to like hoard them because they're like crack, I can't. What got you inspired to seriously start using your YouTube channel? I think I just kind of decided one day, I was like, I'm gonna do YouTube. I do remember actually I was watching, like I somehow started watching a whole bunch of like morning routine videos on YouTube one day. I don't know why, I just watched loads of morning routine videos and like they just kind of like motivated me in a lot of ways. And then eventually like I just sort of decided that I wanted to like do to myself, so I started and that was it. Someone's asked for goth band recommendations. I don't know, like I'm not the best person to ask. Like I do like goth music, but I'm certainly not as into it as other people are, and like this person's asking for sort of like lesser known goth bands. And like I said, that's not really my area of expertise. I just kind of listen to like random music that I like from my childhood a lot of the time. Like I love Sisters of Mercy and I love The Cure, but I don't kind of go looking for more like underground bands. But I know there's a lot of other people on YouTube who would be like much more into that sort of thing, so. So I recently saw your boyfriend tag video done with Jake. I remember how you two met in person after a while of talking on the phone. I currently have a boyfriend, but he lives 13 hours from where I do. We're planning to meet when we're both 18. Do you have any advice on how to cope with not being able to see internet friend, or in this case boyfriend, for so long face to face? It is really, really, really hard. We didn't wait until, I don't know what age Jake was. I certainly wasn't 18, I wasn't even nearly 18. But he came to visit me anyway. My mum let him come and visit and stay with us, which was really amazing, and then just after that he made as many trips as he could to see me, and between the time we would just spend like pretty much 24 hours a day on the phone to each other. Even if we weren't talking, we'd still just be on the phone there, or on not Skype, what was it, MSN at the time, just using like little webcams, and I would fall asleep every night on webcam to him. So yeah, just is super hard, but you know, it's just one of those things where you have to try to stay in contact as much as possible. Do you plan on getting another cat? That's something I really wrestle with, because on one hand I feel like it'd be really cute to have like another cat, maybe even like a little kitten, like a little brother for Sebastian or something, and like it would be adorable and it would be nice to have another cat. But at the same time, for one, he really didn't like other cats when he lived in the cat sanctuary and I wouldn't want to stress him out, and two, just like I have such a bond and a connection with Sebastian that I have a genuine fear that I'd get another cat and I wouldn't love it as much as him and I'd feel really guilty. So like in some ways I'd love another cat, but I think for now probably I won't be getting another one. There's quite a few comments asking if I'll do an updated house tour. I don't really feel the need to right now because not much has changed since my last vlogs kind of showing the house. Everything's pretty much the same, except it's just messier because more stuff was moved down from my dad's, so those like boxes around and stuff, so it's just the same house but messier. The only real difference is my vanity table and this on the wall here, and that's pretty much the extent of the differences in this house, so it's not really worth a new house tour. But maybe eventually. Would you ever cut your hair off? No, absolutely not. Like my friend actually recently cut her hair off really short, and like it looks amazing, it looks so good on her, but she was talking about it because like hers wasn't as long as mine but it gotten quite long, and she was telling us about how she's like, she got the scissors and she did it, and the whole time I was like like it stresses me out, I can't. If you had to give up your tattoos or your piercings, what would it be? That's really difficult. Like, I don't know if you mean like future ones or the ones I have now. Like, I wouldn't want to give up my tattoos because they're like pieces of art and like, you know, they took so long to do and they were so painful. But I kind of like my piercings more and like they're more visible, so like, I don't know. Any brand of makeup that isn't available where you live but in the USA that you really want? There are, I think, like with most brands, they're not impossible to get over here, but they're like hard to get and they're more expensive because you either have to pay a reseller who charges a stupid amount, or you have to ship them in from America, so the shipping's really expensive, and then you have to make customs most of the time. So yeah, like the likes of Anastasia Beverly Hills, I really want to try a lot of their stuff. I want the like granite dip brow stuff for my eyebrows. I really want the Moonchild highlight palette, I think it's called, you know, the one that has like all the really interesting like sort of pale colours. I would love that. More Jeffree Star, more Morphe, I really love Morphe. Yeah, there's just like, there's loads of American makeup brands that I want to try, probably loads I don't even know of. I need all of it. Opinion on wearing all white everything. I actually really love that look. I don't think I've got like my own full like pure white outfit yet, but I really love it, and I really want to put together just like an entire white outfit because I love the look of that, then with like black nails, you know, black makeup and black hair, and then just everything else white. It's really cool. Have you had any crazy obsessed fans come up to you or something? No, I've never had anyone like who I'd consider crazy. I've had people who've been like really excited to meet me, but that, like, I wouldn't call that crazy or obsessed, you know, like they've just been really excited and really nervous and really shy, and I'm also really nervous and really shy, and it's like, oh! But yeah, I've never had anyone like who's made me feel uncomfortable, if that makes sense. I've never had anyone like actually crazy come up to me, thankfully. If you were to dye your hair a colour other than black, what would it be? Unfortunately I can't really, because I've been dyeing my hair black for so long that if I tried to like bleach it out to dye another colour, it would just dye and frazzle off. Like even with the front bit that I dyed earlier this year, like I mean it's still long, but I definitely lost a couple of inches, which I'm not willing to do with all of my hair. But maybe like a dark red or something. I would like, it depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I would say like, you know, like a cool like red colour, and other times I'd be like blue and green and purple, you know, just like it depends on my mood. Which is another reason I don't dye my hair different colours, because then I'll change my mood and I'll need different hair. How do you feel about people claiming that there are rules to goth? For instance, people who say you can't be goth if you don't have tattoos and piercings, super pale skin, etc, etc. Oh, those people need to fuck off. I'm sorry, like I have nothing nice to say about those people. Just no, like I get like some of the questions even here, and questions I get all the time on Tumblr stuff. It's like, can I still be goth if goth. Can I still be goth if? And I'm like, yes! Like, unless your question is, can I still be goth if I don't dress goth, don't like goth music and have no interest in the lifestyle? Then my answer is probably yes. You can do what you want. You can have whatever coloured hair you want, you can wear colour, you can like whatever music you like. You know, like it doesn't matter if you one day you're listening to Sisters of Mercy and next day you're listening to S Club 7, because that's a perfect description of me, to be honest. Yes, you can still be goth. If anyone tells you otherwise, kick them, set them on fire. I don't know, they just need to just not. Just don't set people on fire and then blame me. Do you know who Dan and Phil are, and if so, what's your opinion on them? Yeah, I was backstage with them at Somewhere in the City briefly, because our meet and greets are at the same time. They weren't really super talkative, so I don't know if it's just because they're nervous about going on, or if they're just busy that day, because I imagine with things like that they are. But yeah, we didn't really get talking to them or anything, so I don't really have an opinion on them. What's the thing that bugs you most about Goth Stereotypes? I don't know if you mean like what bugs, like the thing that bugs me the most is how we get treated badly for it, but if you mean like which one bugs me the most, either the whole like depressed and self-harm thing, that really pisses me off, or I think mostly just like this idea that goths are like evil or like bad people. Like the amount of people who come to me like really shocked at how like nice and friendly I am, and like even when I was younger, I was like 10 years old and you know I was all like dressed all goth. I still remember, I have one like really vivid memory of being like walking down along the beach and there was a bumblebee on the ground, and I was like, oh no, little bumblebee. Obviously I didn't want it to get crushed, so I scooped the little bumblebee up and put it in a hedge, and there happened to be two old ladies and they were like so shocked that I'd saved this bumblebee, and they're like, you know, they couldn't believe how nice it was, and they just kept going on about like how amazing it was that I'd saved this bumblebee, and like, you know, you could tell like they thought I was going to be some evil bitch. And I hate that. I hate that people think that goths are like evil and satanic and mean, and I hate goths who like perpetuate that stereotype, because I get that some people just get frustrated with people stereotyping them in the first place, and they kind of act out as oh fuck, you'll act like that anyway then, you know, just sort of take the piss. But then it just makes it so much worse for everyone else, because you're proving people right, and it pisses me off whenever people like, whenever goths act up and like, you know, play into the stereotypes. I'm like, stop! Like it makes me so mad. So yeah, I really hate when people like think that goths are mean and stuff, because we're not. Most of us are not. Most of us are a hoot. Do you want babies with Jake? You must be new here. I'm not a baby person, to put it lightly. And I'll do one more because I'm sure this video is already way too long, plus my battery is dying. And that question is actually the last comment on the list, and it's, if the whole world was listening, what would you say? And I honestly don't know, because that is a whole lot of pressure. I mean, if the whole world was listening and they would actually listen to me and, you know, heed my advice, like, there's so many things I could say, and so many things I think need said to the world. But like, if I could just simple it down into one really basic, you know, condensed point, it would just be nicer to each other. The world is a pretty awful place a lot of the time, and I feel like a lot of that could be solved if everyone just took the time to be nicer to each other. Okay, thank you so very much for watching. I don't even want to know how long this video is. I'm going to sob when I edit it. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I will try to get through more questions in my next Q&A. There were so many comments this time. I had to skip so many of them. I'm so sorry. I love you guys. Hopefully next time, if your question wasn't answered this time, hopefully it will be next time. I'm not purposefully ignoring anyone, it's just there's so many comments. I love you all so much. Remember to check out my gaming channel. It's me and my boyfriend, and we post loads of videos. There's at least one video out every single day. We just play games and chat and tell stories, and it's really chill and fun. You don't need to be a gamer. If you can, consider pledging to me on Patreon, because that helps my channel out so much. This is my full-time job, and being a goth on YouTube is extremely difficult. I'll be doing a video on that soon, but it's actually a huge problem. So Patreon helps me out more than you guys know. So there's always a link in the description if you want to pledge to me on there and help support me and keep this channel going. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I love you. Bye!